Hey everyone, and welcome to Infringement Friday. Today I want to wrap up our series on what makes a great referee a great referee. It's not the whistle, it's not the equipment, it's your confidence, it is your composure, it is your ability to command and control the match. And I think there's no better example than the French referee Benoît Millot. Recently, he made headlines, not for what he did, but for what he didn't do. And I think you'll understand once you see the clip. Everyone's seen the clip by this point, but I wanted to put my spin on this. I think once you see this clip, you will see a calm, composed referee who is in complete control of himself, his emotions, and the interaction that comes from and the interaction that comes after. Let's have a watch here, and I'll jump into it.
Ah, il va y avoir un carton rouge. Il est sorti pour Paulo Fonseca.
Oh là là!
Et qu'est-ce qu'il fait, Paulo Fonseca? Il pète complètement les plombs. C'est incroyable de voir ça. Ah, il va y avoir un carton rouge. Il est sorti pour...
So this clip shows Benoît Millot sending off Paulo Fonseca, the manager of Lyon, after he erupts at the decision for there not to be a penalty kick awarded in stoppage time. Whether or not the penalty kick was deserved or not is not an excuse for this type of behavior. And I think that with his behavior, the send-off is clearly justified, and I think the ensuing 9-month ban that he has picked up from all domestic league fixtures is truly valid as well. I think that when you look at this referee, he is standing strong, he is standing straight, he doesn't react. There is no question as to his conviction and to his control over his emotions, over his physical space, that you can deny him. And in this instance, you see just how close Fonseca gets. I don't think there's really contact, but you definitely see how close he gets to the referee and why this was given as such a lengthy suspension for the Lyon manager. It's clear that Lyon is going to take any of these events seriously and ensure that the maximum punishment is levied. Now, the only thing that I would recommend for a grassroots official is that obviously Fonseca is approaching this referee. He is aggressive. He is showing that he's almost making contact. We see right here, right? And the referee stays strong. He stays chest high, perfectly in control, because he knows that there's plenty of other people around that are going to intervene. Thankfully, the first one being the captain of Lyon here. The captain of his club is the first to go ahead and make sure that he doesn't do anything worse. Now, that being said, we also have a bench full of personnel. We have other team officials coming through to guide him away from this decision and from this sequence so that nothing worse can happen. Be tolerated on any pitch anywhere in the world. And it should be reported to the league the same way this one was. And hopefully the league supports you and will have a lengthy ban for that team official. This is something that I think is completely and totally over the line. But from a referee's perspective, you are in control of that sequence. You are in control of your emotions. You don't need to stand up straight. You don't need to stand there and have someone spitting in your face and yelling and entering your personal space. Take a step back. Put your hands up to get some distance between you. I don't recommend putting your hands on the person, but at the same time, step back, get distance, and that way you can go ahead and ensure that your safety is going to be guaranteed, and you can ensure that what you're doing is backing away and that the aggressor is clearly the one coming at you. That's going to be the bigger, that's going to be sort of the means of which that shows everywhere else that I'm not the one doing this. I have sent this manager off, but I am now stepping back and I'm removing myself from the situation. That's the best possible way I can recommend to do this, and it does not in any way, shape, or form diminish your command, your control, and the calm attitude that you have during the match. These types of infringements, where you have a heated person coming at you, right? Whether it's a player, whether it's a team official, whether it's a spectator. No matter what, you have the control to be able to go through, take the step back. If it's an abandoned game, it's an abandoned game. If it's a send-off, it's a send-off. You do what you need to do in order to manage that sequence completely and fully the way the laws of the game prescribe. And that is something that I think each and every one of us should acknowledge and should uphold, because it makes it easier for the next referee. When you follow the law and you report everything, you're going to have a much better chance of giving the next referee a much easier time. Because while I believe in building bridges to all of these communities, whether they're coaches, players, spectators, what have you, as much as that's the case, if we continue to allow this abusive behavior to stand, we're going to have a much harder time retaining the referee bodies that we have. And we're going to have a much harder time keeping referees in the game, because this was the top of the French league. This is going to trickle down. Managers are going to see this and say, "Oh, that was the manager of Olympique Lyonnais. They can do it. I can do it, because this is just a parks referee. What does it matter?" And that is the attitude that I think that most of us need to adopt, in that we deal with this, we deal with it sternly, we report it correctly. Here in the US, we just announced our new referee abuse policy. Use it. Put the reports in. Make sure that you are applying it correctly, and make sure you're applying these situations in the right context, so that when they are reported, that they are dealt with accurately based on the policy at hand. I would love to have some help and some support when it comes to referees and maybe report writing. It's not my strong suit, and I know that there are several more experienced referees inside this community that have had probably way more experience writing reports beyond me. And I would love for you guys to maybe share a post of what a great quality report looks like, because I would love to know. I think there's a lot of great intelligence and experience inside this group from all walks of life, that we could all learn this very, very key skill, because that's what is going to make these types of situations matter. Because all of us have the duty and the obligation, not only for ourselves, but for the entire community of referees, to make it easier for all of us to not only go and officiate the game, but to come home safely and to go to the next match with confidence and with calm composure. So I challenge you guys, if you have experience with report writing, share your experiences in the comments. Share what you would do in this situation, because I think it's key that we understand that this is a professional referee. He's dealt with a lot, but he has a lot of support around him. For us, what do we need to do? What does a grassroots referee need to consider when they're dealing with such a heated individual or anything else from really happening? And then what do we need to make note of in our report in order to make sure that any abuse policies are followed to the letter? I hope you guys are going to have a fantastic weekend. I hope you guys have some great games lined up. And if there are any questions, feel free and let me know. I look forward to seeing you guys, though, for Motivation Monday. Have a great one, guys.